I want to return to our main story this morning, that fire-hit Daw Mll Colliery in North Warwickshire is to close, meaning most of the 650 workforce will be made redundant. UK Coals say the underground fire is still burning, and it means that they can't afford to keep the mine open. Let's talk to one of those 650. Dave Meuse has worked there for 39 years and joins us on the show. Dave, thanks for joining us.
Hello, no problem.
Your reaction, first of all. I was asking the local councillor early on, you know, this has kind of been murmured about and on the cards. I mean, it's still shocking news, though, today, Dave.
Yeah, it's closure. The fire that took hold a fortnight ago tomorrow was the final nail, really. The way the company, and more so Daw Mill's been run in the last 5 years, has ended up where we are. We were always the most profitable, productive pit in the country, but decisions that were taken way back as 5 years ago have finally led to this happening. We could have been saved up until 2 years ago, but people who took over the company didn't seem to think that we were worth saving. And we were due to close, or rumoured to close, next year. Unfortunately, that's now come to today, really, the official announcement.
So you're kind of sitting there this morning thinking that if the fire hadn't have happened, that you still would have been living on borrowed time as far as the pit is concerned anyway?
We'd have had probably about 12 months of good coaling, which would have generated a lot of money, and the new man that's taken over the company, Mr. McCulloch, seems to be a breath of fresh air. And I think if we could have showed that we can generate the production that we used to, that we may well have looked for a future. But unfortunately, that decision and opportunity has been taken away from us now.
Dave, I mean, people who don't work in mining would be confused as well, because people keep saying there's still, you know, there's a big seam of coal down there, and there's still...
Coal goes all the way to Oxford.
I was going to say, there's still a lot to be got out. I mean, is it just too expensive to get the stuff out? Is that what they're saying?
Everything's got a cost, obviously. But due to successive governments not having a viable energy plan, we've been allowed as an industry to, you know, get smaller and smaller. Everybody said that in 2014 that the lights are going to go out. Well, the lights are going out already, because, you know, how many people wake up in the morning now and they haven't got any street lights on? Next week, it might be the telly lights. Next year, it might be the computer. And God forbid the year after, it might be a life support machine that goes off. Purely and simply because we haven't got an energy policy.
In terms of, you were saying about some of the decisions that were taken a while ago, that have now hit production. This is what we're reaping the benefits of. What kind of things are you, without getting too technical, what kind of things are you talking about there?
Well, we took coal faces in the wrong direction. They went against the seam, so it made it harder to mine. We cut the faces that were most productive here were 3,000 metres long. We ended up doing them at 800 metres, 900 metres, 1,000. You know, cutting, you know, coal off that would have given us the time to get the developments out. You know, you look at America, China, Germany, the three biggest economies in the world, and what do they burn? Coal. Because they've got plenty of it, and it's efficient. You know, we went to meet our MPs last week in London, and at the time we were talking to Dan Boyles and Marcus Jones. He flicked his tab on and he says, here, look, 40% of the UK coal generation was being powered by coal. And yet nobody's bothered.
Tell me about some of the guys that you work with and you work alongside. I mean, what are... You know, you've had 39 years at it, so you know what you're talking about, but I guess your future looks even more uncertain. I mean, what are the people you work with saying about this morning?
Well, they're devastated. You know, they come out the store gates into the pit gates, and that was it. It's all they've ever known. And they are experts. But, you know, if you're doing shelf stacking in a supermarket or loading up in a warehouse, all your mining skills are not needed.
What are you going to do?
I'm the same as everybody else. I'm 55. You know, 55-year-old miner with bad hands and, you know, can't breathe. You know, we're lucky, really, in the fact that we've been in the industry a long time, and we've, got a generous pension. It's the young lads, the young lads that have got families and took on mortgages on the strength of being told they'll be at the pit, for years and years.
Dave, I'm hearing stuff this morning as well that you were told by UK Coal that you were losing your jobs by text. Is that accurate? Is that right?
Not. We got told last week the HR1 has been served, which is an advance notification of redundancies. So the men knew that they were being made redundant, and we're now in, the 90-day consultation period. But all the men did last night who were out get a text off the manager to say that they would be announcing the closure of Daw Mill today. The men expected it, but it's still not a very nice way to be told, is it? At least they could have done was add us in and said, look, lads, we've been in talks with the coal authority and whatever, and that's it, the pit's shut.
If you and I should imagine now, I'd have no idea, Dave, what it's like to work for a company for 39 years, like you say, from the school gates to the pit gates, and to be told you're no longer needed. I mean, it's a massive thing for you to take on board. But if you had to pick one emotion this morning, whether it be just sadness or anger or I don't know if you just pick one, how are you feeling predominantly?
Empty. As I'm talking to you now, excuse me, I've got men coming in to empty the lockers, and these are hard men, and there's tears in their eyes. You can't put that into words.
No.